Hello and welcome to your full moon forecast for the full moon in Libra, March 2021. So as usual, we're going to be doing a abbreviated and extended version of this reading. So we'll start with our oracle cards, which will represent the general collective's energy. And then we'll dive a little bit deeper with the extended reading, which is available on my Patreon, patreon.com/Michelle Shea. So if the first few cards resonate for you, there's a good deal that the rest of the cards will probably resonate as well. And if you join the Patreon, you'll get access to a bunch of other goodies like weekly tarot card readings, monthly tarot scopes, and some audio downloads from me as well. So let's dive in. As usual, we're gonna start with our Total Betty Goddess card. The Total Betty Goddess deck is a deck of my creation with 90s superstars as the goddesses. And they just kind of give us an overall feel for what this Libra moon is gonna be like. So right off the bat, I can say that this is feeling like a lighter energy moon. It feels like it's kind of like a weight of winter is being lifted off our shoulders and things are starting to move forward with our Aries energy action. That being said, it could be your chart depending on how you're feeling. If you're feeling like this is a little downtime for you, maybe that's what your body needs. So listen to that and take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Our Total Betty of the month is Circe. So this goddess, played by Sandra Bullock in Practical Magic, is all about manifestation. So if you're familiar with the movie Practical Magic, there's the whole plot line where she, as a child, creates a spell for a love that doesn't exist because she doesn't want to fall in love. And then that impossible love ends up manifesting in the form of the detective that later comes about to solve the case. So basically, her energy is about believing in the ability to manifest the impossible. So that's a really great energy to go into with, like I said, this lighter movement forward energy of spring and of Aries and the sun sign. And that is a great place to start. So diving in a little bit deeper, we are going to do 3 cards from the Sassy She Oracle deck by Lisa Lister. So these will represent the energy that we're coming from, the energy that we are currently inhabiting because of this full moon, and then where we're going because of that. So we'll just have a little shuffle here for the collective. What do we need to know to manifest those desires? Okay, so we're coming from a place of gypsy soul, which in this case, I think is pointing towards sort of a little bit of jumping around. I think the past year for a lot of us, and especially this past winter, has been a lot of sort of figuring out where the chips are gonna fall. I'm getting an image of the Five of Wands in tarot, which is kind of a feeling of we don't have enough information to really pick where we're going yet. And so that might be what you've just recently felt like. You're kind of like, okay, I know that I want to move forward, but I don't know what path I'm going towards. So if you're like standing at not just a fork in the road, but like a multi-intersection that you have to choose which direction you're going to go, if you were feeling confused about which path to choose, it wasn't because you don't actually have the ability to move forward, it's that it wasn't time yet. So this recent past, that feeling of confusion was because there are still things falling into place, and that's okay. So make peace with that. The current energy that we're moving into, because of this Libra new moon, is love. And this is definitely a card of self-love, but I think it's a very beautiful card to come in because it kind of has a very Venus energy in that it's, you know, love and beauty and embracing the beauty of everything around you, not just your physical beauty or beauty products that are made to make you more beautiful, but seeing beauty in everything. And that's perfect for the Libra moon because Libra is all about kind of making things shiny and pretty and having a good aesthetic to things. So rather than trying to look for the flaws that you're trying to correct right now, whether it be in your person or just in your life, this is a great place to see the beauty in what already exists. So I think that's how we're moving from this sort of gypsy soul scattered energy into a little more focus, not by changing something or actually picking that path, because again, things are still falling into place, but by seeing the beauty of what is. And that can be a really uncomfortable place to be for some of us, and it can be a really amazing and beautiful place to be. So wherever you are in this Libra moon, find something to love about it. Find the beauty in your surroundings, find the beauty in yourself, find the beauty in the fact that you are at this impasse and you do have all these options that you're choosing from, and let go of the idea that there's something wrong because you can't move forward just yet. Find the beauty in the moment, which leads us very well into our future card, Just Be. So I know we want to feel like this future card is like, oh, we're going to get our goals and we're going to move forward. But ultimately, I think the message that we're having here is what we're manifesting isn't some future goal. We're manifesting our contentment in the present moment. Abraham Hicks and the Law of Attraction preaches the idea that manifestation is not the thing that you're trying to obtain. It's not the goal, it's not the person, it's not the object. The manifestation is the emotion that you cultivate within yourself to draw those things toward you. So you have succeeded in your manifestation completely if you can feel content in this moment with what you have. And that doesn't mean that you don't strive for something better, because you're ultimately still leveling up your emotions in the moment. So like the scale of emotions that Abraham Hicks talks about, there's definitely just a progression from lower vibration to higher vibration feelings. So I would highly recommend looking up the scale. I feel like you can Google Abraham Hicks scale of emotions and it should come up really quickly. But essentially it's giving you things from going from like despair to hope, or even depression to boredom, because that's a step up the scale. So there's not always about going directly to ultimate contentment or enlightenment. It's about just moving up that scale. So with being content in the moment and drawing in those manifestations through the emotions that you're cultivating in the present, that doesn't mean that you can't kind of just curiously decide to move a little bit up the scale. So if you're feeling a little confused with your direction, maybe look that scale up, see if confused is on there or a similar emotion, and see what's directly above it. And maybe you can strive for an activity or a perspective that brings you that state of mind. And then ultimately, you're gonna be constantly moving forward, even if you are just being. So this Libra full moon is about manifestations, but it's also about realizing that those manifestations come in the form of being content, loving where you are, finding the beauty in what's around you, and letting that draw more beautiful, wonderful, abundant things into your life. So how can you look at what is and find the beauty? Because then more things like that are going to want to be drawn to you. So I like to think of this as the idea of being a good host or hostess at a party. So if you think of your manifestations as guests at a party, if you treat what's here in the moment well, if you treat the guests that are currently present at your party really well, word will start to spread that you're a really great host or hostess, and more people will want to come to the party. And it may take some time for the word to spread, but that doesn't mean that you start to get despondent with the guests that are there, that there's not more people coming. You still treat the people in front of you, treat the things in front of you, treat the manifestations in front of you with love and respect and kindness and gratitude, and eventually the word starts to trickle out. So keep that in mind. How are you treating your current party guests, whether they be actual people or things in your life or money in your wallet, or just emotions in your body? How are you treating those things? If you're treating those things well, more good will show up for you. The word will spread that your party is the place to be, and you will start to see more and more manifestations coming true in your life. So if you're currently working on this, loving the world around you, loving the things around you, being content in the moment, we are going to dive into some more cards. I'm going to pull about 10 to 12 tarot cards from the Holly Simple Tarot to get a little more clarity on that. So if you want to see the extended reading, again, that's over at patreon.com/Michelle Shea. For the extended reading, you'll want to join the full-time fortune teller level. But if you join any of the levels, you'll still get access to the other card readings and the extended audio. It's all in the description. Check it out over there. $3 to $22 depending on where you want to go. And if you are joining at the $11 level or higher, by today on the Libra moon, if you're watching this before 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'll be hosting a Zoom live tarot reading for my Patreons. And if you'd like to join in on that and you are not on Patreon and don't want to be on Patreon for whatever crazy reason, you can also head over to the link below and buy a one-time ticket for this live reading event. So I do them every full moon, and I'll be doing a little mini meditation to begin, and then we will do Q&A with tarot cards, answering whatever it is that you want. So it's way cheaper than if you were to do a email tarot reading, or definitely cheaper than doing an in-person reading with me. So if that's something that interests you and you want to share in the good vibes for this Libra full moon on Sunday, March 28th, you can do that before 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And if you missed out on that one, you can still join the Patreon and join in for next month's